Yo, what is going on, guys? LSG here, and I was not planning on doing another True Stories with Tyrouge, but this has to happen because I was literally stressing over this the last week and a half. This is the story of how I almost got kicked out of college, and basically for something I didn't do. So let me go ahead and get into the story real quick. So me and my girlfriend, we actually taking the same prereq classes because we're trying to get that shit out the way, and we taking the same classes in the student center where we're at, where like all the students are. It's completely loud. It's too loud. And I'm just like, I can't take this. I had to go ahead and move. So we went ahead and went to the library, and we went to the library in these little rooms called study rooms, where you get the key, boom, and you can go ahead and pick a room or whatever, and it's quiet and it's actually nice. So we just sat in there. It's just a room with a big fucking window in the front where you can see people walking around, blah blah blah, all the other stuff. So as we were sitting there, we were quiet for a while. Then actually first we worked on our stuff, then we were quiet for a while because she was having some migraines and some stomach pains that she wasn't telling me, and I was cold and annoyed, so we just wasn't talking for like a long time. And she went to go get some water, and once she came back, I was like, we gotta talk and figure out what's wrong with each other, because we both of us wasn't talking, and that's not normal. But once we started talking and like getting to know what was wrong, there was these kids that was in a room next to us, and every single time my girlfriend said something, I was like, try to keep your voice down. She's like, they're louder than us, which they were. And this fool comes running past our window, boom, 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 and look at us, and then come back in his room. I'm like, oh, okay, they're just being loud, but you're probably gonna get in trouble. So once we start talking more and I get her to feeling better, I'm just trying to cheer her up. Just asked her to sit in my lap, not like, like some porno shit, but it was just like I was Santa Claus and she sat in my lap. We was just talking, and she got her smiling. She was happy. I was happy. Boom. Yeah, everybody's happy. Then, of course, this one lady walks by the door, and she just like looks around, looks back, and I see her. I'm like, okay, you gotta get off me for a second, because I think she's trying to get into the room. So she just looks at me and she does like the little finger thing, like, come here. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, what happened? Are we being too loud? So I open the door. I'm like, were we being too loud? And she's like, there was a noise complaint, but blah blah blah. Based on what I seen in here, y'all don't need to be. Basically, I'm gonna have to ask y'all to leave. This is not what we tolerate, and blah blah blah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what do we do? I'm like, well, maybe you can't sit in my lap. That's probably the bad thing. So I was like, okay, that's bad. That shouldn't happen. I was like, okay, well, I apologize. So once we got up there, I need to see your IDs and blah blah blah. I'm glad you understand. We don't tolerate here and blah 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 and all this other stuff. Basically, she was just being a bitch. So once we actually left, we was just like, okay, glad that's over. Let's get on with our lives. And we couldn't go back in there because we're like banned from it. Can't order out, check out books and go in the room. Like, I need to go in that fucking place anyway. But anyway, like a few days later, she checks her email. She's like, did you get an email from the dean? I was like, what? And I checked my email. Come to find out, we have an appointment to go see the dean because we might have broken the code of conduct. Let me just let you know, it is not a good thing to go see the dean, especially over something like that. That is a problem. That is a serious problem. And I'm just thinking, like, what is so bad about you sitting in my lap? I understand that's bad, but I'm like, do I have to see the dean over this shit? I was like, okay, but the whole noise thing, that was them in the next room. That wasn't us. The whole sitting in the lap thing, yeah, that could have been bad. Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. And I was thinking that entire time because we had to go see him a week and a half later. So I was, that whole week and a half, I'm stressing. She's stressing too. That week and a half was like fucking hell for me, man. I was just like, oh my god, what if I get kicked out? I'm like, what am I gonna do if I don't be able to get my degree or anything? I was just scared for my life, man. I was just like, I don't know what I would do if I couldn't go back to school, especially over some stupid shit like this. So she went to go see him first. I go see him the day after. When she went in there, I was just like nervous. I'm like, I hope nothing happened. She comes out extra quick. I'm like, what happened? I was like, that was fast. And she just didn't say much. She just had this like, motherfucker, are you serious face? And she just said, yeah, apparently it was some sexual lewd conduct, and there was some other shit like her knocking on the door 7 times and we didn't answer, which didn't happen because I saw her walk to the door, and I'm pretty sure it's really quiet in there. I would have heard her knocking on the door and I could see directly in front of me. So nah, that's bullshit number one. Then she said some shit like, she whispered in my ear, should I switch positions, like we were having sex. That's bullshit number 2. So before I get into bullshit number 3 and 4, let me just go ahead and tell you what happened in my meeting. So I went ahead and sat down and talked to him. He was a really cool guy. I was like, I thought he would be like mean or just like telling me your shirt made or just something like that. No, he was a really cool guy. He was happy, you know, just telling me. He basically said, this is just a warning. I'm just letting you know what this could end up meaning or what this could cause in the near future and blah blah blah. He said the report said like it was sexual little conduct. I was laying on the floor, which that's bullshit number 3, and that she was on top of me, which is bullshit number 4. And I looked down, I was like laying on the floor. I was like, what? I was like, I just had that look on my face like, are you serious? And then when he was talking to my girlfriend, even when he was reading the report, he even made that kind of like, what the fuck is you talking about face? She did the exact same thing. And then I made the what the fuck you talking about face. And then he go ahead and explain more stuff, like basically if this would have gotten bad and if we would have actually basically did that, because I think he just knows it's a warning. Basically, if it would have been worse, like we were butt naked doing the nasty, then yeah, you would have gotten a big fat ass fine. It would have went to any school you would have applied to, and it basically would have gotten you kicking out of the entire college. And he just basically explained everything. He's like, do you have any questions? I was like, I would just like to know, where did me being on the floor come from? Because we were completely quiet the entire time. Noise complaint, boom, that's out the window. And I was like, she was having some problems. I just cheered her up. I had her sit in my lap. It was like, was not that serious. I don't understand. But he just said, yeah, I'm sorry you had to meet me on this type of terms and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I kind of didn't want to either. But he was really cool about this situation. But what I was thinking about the entire time was, did this fucking bitch just try to get us kicked out and make up this bullshit ass story? For what reasons? I don't fucking know. I'm just confused on why she would do something like this. I don't know if the sight of me and Jessica repulses her or something like that. I don't know, because I'm black. I'm just light skinned. I just don't look like I'm black. I look like I'm mixed or some other race. And my girlfriend, she doesn't look mixed. She's black and white, but people say she looks white or whatever, or Hispanic or some other shit. I don't know. But I don't know if the sight of me and her made her sick to her stomach or something like that. I don't know what it was, what was wrong with her, but that pissed me off. I was just sitting there thinking, I didn't want to go work out, I didn't want to go to the fitness center, I didn't want to go nowhere. I just was sitting there the entire time thinking, and she's playing Pokemon looking at me like, are you alright? I'm just thinking like, why would she do that? I'm like trying to figure out, why would she tell all this extra shit that never happened in the first place? I'm just so confused. If the report was, hey, they weren't studying, she was sitting in his lap, boom, that's it, that would have been alright. That's exactly what happened. But what she said in the report, I'm laying on the floor and all this other shit, and her whispering in my ear. How the fuck can you hear her whisper in my ear on the other side of the door and you can't even hear anything in there? That makes no fucking sense. I'm just sitting there looking down as I'm playing my video like, what the fuck is, I don't know. But anyway, that could have been a lot worse. I could have gotten kicked out of college if the dean literally listens to everything she said or whatever, or I don't know. It was serious. It was really, really annoying. I just could not believe that. It was so stressful. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below if you've ever gotten in trouble for something at school or something like that, or for something you didn't do, or if you just got in trouble because of something you did do. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. And of course, I have to end every single episode with a moral. Last moral was, I didn't even say it at the end. It's basically, oh, excuse me. It's basically, you're not the strongest person in the world. There's probably somebody out there stronger than you. But moral of the story is, not everybody out there is good. The evil comes in small shapes, big shapes, comes in anything. So keep that in mind. Not everybody's nice. Not everybody's going to be good to you. Just always keep it in the back. I'm not saying like be so reserved, like everybody's out to get me. But just think like, yo, not everybody is a good person. Because that clearly was a dick move. That's not what happened. Basically tried to get me kicked out of school for something I did not do. If it was exactly what she would have said, then it would have been, okay, then that's right. I'm wrong. But that was just completely fucked up. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Oh my god, I was stressing so hard over that. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe. And that is it, guys. Tyrouge is out.